We all know just how much time, energy, effort, all of that goes into creating a brand partnership with your favorite brands. But it's kind of funny to think about how once we finish that partnership, we basically pretend it didn't happen and move on to the next thing. Why would we not take advantage of the relationship that we have and really continue to build on that and work more long term with the brands that are already hiring us? Seems like the obvious thing to do, but so many creators do not take advantage of this. So today I'm going to share with you a few different methods for rekindling those past brand partnerships, no matter if you worked with them last week or 5 years ago. We're going to work on rekindling those relationships that you already have so that you don't have to go proving yourself to brand new companies every single month. Let's work smarter, not harder, by rekindling your brand partnerships. I'm Kristen Busquet. I've been a full-time creator for over 3 years, and I've brought in over $350,000 from sponsored posts and content creation collaborations with brands so far. Social Scoop is the podcast where we teach you, the entrepreneurial creator, to turn your online influence and creativity into a profitable, self-sustaining business. So first I want to talk about why this is so important and why it's kind of this hidden gem that I feel like not enough people are taking advantage of. First things first, the trust is already built. Just like any relationship in our life, it's so hard to build like true trust with someone. It usually takes a lot of time and a lot of effort and a lot of like proving your loyalty. And so because you've already laid that foundation with a brand who has hired you, it only makes sense to continue to build on that relationship. That trust is really already there. Second, in this case, it's actually a lot easier to upsell and expand the partnership as well. For example, one of the brands that I've been working with for the past 2 years in so many different capacities, they've hired me for sponsored posts on Instagram, they've hired me for newsletters, they've hired me for webinars, all different things. They actually just added on YouTube to one of the things that we're going to work on together. And this is not because I have a fabulous booming YouTube channel. It's because I've built so much trust and loyalty with them that when they want to test something out, I'm one of the people that they come to. So it's really easy to upsell and expand when they already have that trust with you. Third, it saves time and sanity, which honestly, if you're here listening right now and you're a creator, I know that you would love to save some time and some of your sanity. There seems like there's just not enough hours in the day, many days, to get all the things done that we need to do to have a thriving creator business. And so I love the idea of rekindling these past partners because it's just less work that you have to go do trying to find all these brands that are going to work with you and have never met you before. Saving time equals saving sanity. And it also shows that you are a relationship builder. I mean, I think this industry feels very transactional at times, and especially when you're cold pitching all the time and kind of coming to these brands and basically just asking them to pay you, it feels very transactional. And so if you show that you're someone who is really in it to build a relationship, like I would rather work with 7 brands that I absolutely love and work with them multiple times throughout the year than work with 50 different brands. That I think shows loyalty, shows that you're truly in it to help build that brand up and hit their goals just as much as they are, which when we're thinking about a brand partnership, it is a partnership, right? Like it's not just, let's do it once and then never talk to each other again. Like this is a true partnership that you're building. So that longevity truly shows that you're in it to win it just as much as their team is. So obviously by this, you can hear that rekindling those past brand partnerships is going to be such a beneficial thing for you to do for your business. But how do you actually do that? I'm going to share with you 7 creative ways because I want this to be something where you're not just like sounding desperate, where, hey, like, please pay me again. Please, 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 like, don't forget about me. So I want to think of some creative ways that I can share with you. The first being the most obvious, and this is kind of tapping into that network, tapping into that just relationship building aspect of catching up with the brand. So maybe you're sending them an email to keep it really casual and really kind of like personable, just saying, hey, would love to check in, would love to hear what you're working on, like what's new at the brand, and not asking for anything. It's not a, hey, what's new at the brand? I'd love to see how we can partner. It is more of a, I just want to see what's up and what's new with you. Basically, like catching up with a friend that maybe you haven't seen in a little while. So this, hey, let's catch up, would email would be a really great way to do this, where you can kind of just say, hey, like I was thinking about the partnership that we did together, and I want to check in with you guys and see what you're working on, see how everything is going. I would love to hear like what your goals are right now or what the brand is working on, so that I can, help share the news or whatever that might be. I think in these calls, it's a really great idea to come prepared with some ideas just in case you are on the spot and they're like, wait, actually, yeah, how could you help? You want to come prepared to that with maybe some ideas, maybe something that shows that you've done some research. So maybe it is paying attention to some past campaigns that they've recently done, or looking at press releases that they've released recently that might show kind of things that they're working on or new initiatives. Maybe you have like your updated metrics or things that are happening in your business that are going to potentially correlate with what they're working on. You come prepared with those things as well. This is the most obvious way. I wouldn't even really call this one creative, but essentially, you're just like catching up with the brand. And let's also remember the reason why this is such a great option is because it is a true, real human being on the other end. They are humans that work at the brands. And so you being able to just have a human connection where it's like, hey, girl, haven't seen you in a while, like, haven't talked to you, let's just catch up, is so nice. Isn't it so nice when someone like one of your friends just is like, hey, was just thinking about you, like, hope you're doing well. How are you doing? I'm like, oh my God, that's so nice. Cause I feel like not enough people do that at this point because we're all so busy with our own stuff. So just do this to be a nice person and continue to strengthen that relationship that you have. The second thing that I want to talk about here is tagging them in an Instagram story. I think this is the perfect way to continue to show the brand, like, I still love your company or your product enough to organically share it for free to my audience. Like every time that I am, maybe posting something in my membership or trying out like a new feature of the platform that I use, which is Circle, I might be like tagging Circle in that. And it's just a way to like continue to kind of like add points to how strong our relationship is, so that that brand again really can see that like I'm not, it's not about getting paid to me. It's more about like building this relationship, showing you that I'm loyal and like helping you reach your brand goals. So I think this is a great way, especially now that story tags go straight to the DM. So you're going to have like a one-way ticket straight to their DMs where you might be able to generate conversation even there, which is fabulous. Or maybe something really great happens when you tag that brand organically, like you get a bunch of responses. Use that as kind of like a little case study to reach back out to that brand too. So I love this organic tag. I think it just goes such a long way and shows the brand like you're truly in it to help them reach their goals. I think as a bonus, again, maybe screenshotting the results and like some good responses that you got about that brand would be a beautiful way to like slide back in and start conversation. You could go back to email that like an email thread that you have with them, or even DM some screenshots to them, be like, thought I you would love to see like how much people were like super pumped about X, Y, and Z that I shared about you guys on my stories. It's just such a great way to like show them people really still are interested. People want to hear more. People love when I talk about your brand, and you're just adding more validity to you partnering with that brand. The third thing, and this kind of actually builds on this second tagging them in an Instagram story, is sharing some sort of a case study with them. So maybe you are packaging up results from a organic Instagram story that you shared, or maybe you're packaging up results that you got since you last talked to them about that product. Like, how sometimes you talk about something and then like a couple months later you get a DM and it's just like, oh, hey, yeah, I got this thing that you talked about a couple months ago. I screenshot all of those because anytime someone comes to me and says like, something about the brand that I am working with or I have worked in the past with, I will always screenshot it and like put it into a little folder so that I have some literal proof and evidence that my people are buying or are interested in buying or are asking questions about buying whatever that product is. And that's again a great way to maybe put it together in a little case study and be like, wow, like even when I shared this one little organic Instagram story, look at all the responses I got. And here are like the stats of the post. Look at how many people clicked on the tag that I tagged you guys in. That is such a great way to have some like quantitative data to show the brand, and also qualitative data as well, where you're showing like what people are actually saying back to you, and they have genuine interest in maybe again buying the product or learning more about the product. I think it is a great way to be strategic about kind of sharing feedback and showing that brand again, like people are interested in when I talk about your brand. You're just giving yourself more leverage to get paid eventually or again. Number 4 is actually my favorite. I've made videos about this before. I feel like it's the most like under the radar trick ever. And this actually just led to me landing an almost $7,000 partnership literally from this one trick. Basically, what I did was I set up a Google alert for the brands that I have previously worked with, as well as brands that I want to work with in the future. This is free. It's super easy to do. All I did was set up a Google alert that mentioned the brand's name. And then what happens is you get emails. You can set it to daily, once a week, as it happens, whatever. I do it once a week, where basically anytime there is news about that brand, it will send me a Google alert email saying, here's all the Google things that have mentioned this brand. And so the brand that I happen to land this partnership with basically came out with this brand new feature. And so I sent them an email to a brand I've already worked with, basically just saying, hey, I saw that you guys just released X, Y, and Z. This is so awesome. Like, congrats. I just wanted to send you a little note to say that I saw it and I'm excited about it. It's amazing. And if you're doing anything to promote it, like, I'd love to talk about how I can help with that. And so she messaged back and was like, we aren't doing a campaign around that launch, but I'm so happy you reached out because we're actually casting right now for this new campaign, da 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 da. And we end up getting on an intro call. I share some ideas with them. Literally was a over $6,000 partnership. And I just got an email from them yesterday about wanting to purchase usage rights. So this will be well over a $7,000 partnership. And that is all stemming from me setting up a Google alert and emailing them to literally just say, like, congratulations, this launch was awesome. Like, I'm keeping up with you. Like, I'm staying loyal. I'm paying attention to what you guys are doing, even though in this moment you are not actively paying me. But it led to a fat check, right? Like, beautiful situation. So easy to do. Literally just go and type in Google Alerts, set up the brands you want to work with just their name in a Google alert, and start using that to your advantage. Love that. It's like one of my favorite little tricks. Next thing here is to keep up with them on LinkedIn. I talk about LinkedIn all the time. I know you guys are probably so sick of hearing it, but this process of staying connected with the people who work at the brand, not just the brand itself, the actual people who work at the brand, is such a great way to build relationships. Go on LinkedIn, type in the brand's name, find the people who work in marketing, social media, content, influencer marketing at that brand, connect with them, and then just stay on track with what they're talking about. Comment on things that they post, engage with, stuff that they're engaging with. Be there so they see your name repeatedly, and they are seeing that you are staying connected with them and genuinely care about what they're doing at the brand. I love this. This is such an easy way to network. I would rather have you spend your time doing that than scrolling TikTok, watching like videos mindlessly, right? Like, this is just a different platform that you can scroll and find some really cool stuff, but also so beneficial for you as well. Next one I want to talk about is reaching out when something relevant happens to you. So maybe you have a viral video all about like your favorite productivity hack, and you've previously worked with a productivity company. This would be a beautiful time for you to go talk about that company, because if you have something viral kind of going viral talking about something similar to that, people are going to love to see more productivity content from you. So here's where I might reach out and say, hey, I just had this video go viral. I have a ton of new followers who are super eager to get more productivity content. This would be a beautiful time for us to like talk more about your brand on my page, because I have this fresh audience who's like really hungry for it. And it also adds a level of urgency too, which I think is really great, because it forces the brand to be like, oh cool, like we should do this now, versus like maybe later, some other time when we are working on something new, etc. Like it's like, no, we need to like take advantage of this right now. Let's hop on it while the strike while the iron is hot. It keeps things really timely, which I think is only going to work out in your benefit. So I love this option for capitalizing on the good things that are happening to you and your business, and relating them to how it could also be beneficial for the brands that you've worked with. And lastly, I love this one. This is also super, super under the radar and no one does it. Is sending a handwritten thank you note, or even just like a holiday gift. And a lot of the time, so like if I finish a partnership, maybe in the next couple weeks, I'm going to sit down, write that handwritten thank you note. By the time it gets to them, it's probably like a few weeks after our partnership has ended. I think that's a beautiful way for them to be like, oh, that's so nice. Like, oh, also we're working on this. Maybe I should like reach back out to her. It just kind of have me top of mind. But also during the holiday season, I always send out gifts to my brand partners. I will actually give a really great plug to a company that I used last year that I'll absolutely use again this year. It's a company called Felt. I think it's literally just felt.com. They're actually an app that you can download where I use my iPad, but you could use your phone too. You can hand write letters or cards and put like pictures on them and customize them. And it's your handwriting and they mail them for you. So all I had to do was like open up my iPad, pick the card that I liked, literally write with my little Apple pen on there, write my message. And then you could send products with it as well. So like candles, like little treats. There were like spa package thingies, like just super cute, like little gift packages. And I did that for all of my like real strong brand partners, but then all of my just kind of like second tier brand partners, I sent just like a really cute card, and I customized all of them because it was just me literally like handwriting them. But I didn't have to do any of the like packing up boxes or like getting the cards and getting stamps and going to the post office and all of that. So the Felt app, oh my gosh, loved it. Would absolutely be using it again this year for sure. So this was 7 creative ideas that you can use to rekindle those brand partners. I think this is the most underrated way to make long-term kind of like retainer clients in your business. So I highly recommend trying some of these out. If you ever have any questions, you know where to find me. Send me a DM and let me know how it goes. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.